By 1532, Spain had entered America's greatest empire, Tawantinsuyu, the 3,000-mile-long land of the Incas. Saturday, November the 16th, 1532, the central square of Cajamarca, in what is now Peru. Francisco Pizarro and 168 Spanish soldiers were hiding in buildings around the square. They'd set a desperate trap to capture the Inca emperor, Atahualpa. The Inca emperor was curious about these foreigners who'd asked to see him.
Atahualpa's scouts had been tracking Pizarro's progress and reporting back on these poor, incompetent creatures, encased in metal shells and riding large llamas. Clearly no kind of threat, but Atahualpa thought they might be worth a look.
80,000 of Atahualpa's crack troops were camped around the town. The Spanish were outnumbered by more than 400 to 1.
Behind their walls, crouching down, many of the Spanish, as they confessed afterwards, were wetting themselves in sheer terror.
Their only chance was an ambush. Pizarro gambled on having weapons unknown in the Inca world. Steel swords, guns, horses, and cannon. And luckily for the Spanish, none of Atahualpa's entourage was armed. The Incas felt no threat, no need for weapons on a purely ceremonial occasion. At 4 o'clock, Friar Vicente de Valverde came out of hiding. Through an interpreter, the friar told Atahualpa that his book contained the holy words of God. It meant nothing to the Inca. There was no such thing as a book in his world. The Pope had decreed that the people of the New World were human and worthy of respect, unless they rejected Christianity.
Salid! Salid, Cristianos!
Come out, Christians! Come out, Christians! Pizarro used Atahualpa's rejection of the Bible as his excuse to launch the attack.
In 2 hours of carnage and confusion, at least 2,000 Incas died. Most were trampled to death in their attempts to escape. Not a single Spaniard died. And Pizarro took Atahualpa hostage.
Atahualpa was outraged to find himself imprisoned. In his eyes, he was the ruler of the world.
But he soon realized what Pizarro wanted.
Atahualpa raised his hand as high as he could in the room where he was being held. It's thought to be this room. And he said he would fill the room to that height with gold. And then he would fill it to that height in silver twice over. Now, we don't know what Pizarro said in response. I suspect he was simply grinning.
It took 8 months to collect the ransom. £13,000 of gold and £26,000 of silver. Once the Spanish had the gold, they'd no more use for Atahualpa. They brought the emperor to the square in Cajamarca. He was given a choice: convert to Christianity and be garroted, or refuse and be burned alive. Atahualpa converted. His last words were to Pizarro. He asked him to take care of his children. Pizarro agreed. Atahualpa's empire crumbled. Civil war and European diseases now cleared the way for the Spanish to take over the Inca Empire.